I want you to imagine driving down a dark Australian road at night. The trees are silent. There are no streetlights and no other cars. You pull over, turn off your engine and wait. A few minutes pass and then you hear something outside. When you finally gain the courage to get out of your car and look, there are handprints all over the side of your car. And according to local legend, those handprints do not belong to the living. This is the terrifying story of the Lemon Tree Passage ghost. Before we begin, if you enjoy mysteries, urban legends, and true crime stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to this channel so you don't miss future videos. Now, let's get into it. Located in New South Wales, Australia, Lemon Tree Passage is a small coastal town surrounded by bushland. By day, it looks peaceful and unremarkable. But for decades, one particular stretch of road has been the subject of Australia's most famous ghost stories. Thousands of locals and curious visitors have travelled there hoping to experience something a little bit spooky. Some leave disappointed. Others claim they witnessed something they can never explain. Like many ghost stories, there are multiple versions about how this legend started. The most common telling of this story involves a young motorcyclist. According to local folklore, a young motorcyclist was travelling down this road at night when he lost control and crashed into a tree. The impact was fatal. Although some versions of the story claim that he died instantly, other versions suggest that he lay injured on the roadside before finally succumbing to his injuries. But regardless of the details, the story always claims his spirit never left. Instead, he remains trapped near the scene of the crash, waiting, watching, and occasionally making his presence known. Over the years, a strange ritual developed among the locals. The instructions are simple. Drive to the alleged crash site at night, park your vehicle, turn off your engine, switch off your headlights, and then wait. Some people claim that nothing happens, while others report hearing footsteps around the vehicle. Some say they hear scratching sounds coming from the doors, while others claim that they feel an overwhelming sense of dread. But the most famous part of the story involves handprints. Visitors claim that after several minutes, mysterious handprints begin appearing on their cars. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're large, and sometimes dozens appear out of nowhere. Many believe that these handprints belong to the ghostly motorcyclist. Over the years, countless stories have appeared online. People describe seeing strange lights moving through the trees, while others claim to see a shadowy figure standing near the roadside before disappearing. Some visitors report hearing motorcycle sounds despite there being no other vehicles nearby. A few claim to even have captured some strange photos showing unexplained figures or glowing shapes. In 2014, the legend became so popular that it inspired a horror film called Lemon Tree Passage. The movie follows a group of friends investigating the famous ghost road. As expected, things quickly spiral into some paranormal events.
Bang!
Oh my God!
It's been hit. So now every time a car full of teenagers speeds down Lemon Tree Passage Road, a bright light shines on them. All the way. Hey, just wait. Keep your eyes out the back. What did I say? What did I tell you? We tell real stories here. Real stories.
Oscar, what's he doing?
It dropped out. Hello? Hello?
Although heavily fictionalized, the film introduced the road to thousands of people around the whole entire world. For many people, the movie was their first introduction to the mystery. As with most paranormal stories, it's impossible to verify many of these accounts, but the sheer number of reports has helped to keep the legend alive. Part of what makes the Lemon Tree Passage story so compelling is that it feels so ordinary. Unlike haunted castles, or abandoned buildings. This is just a road. A place that anyone can visit. In fact, I've actually been there before. We didn't even know that we were driving in that direction. All of a sudden, we're going through Lemon Tree Passage. It's a place that just looks completely normal. Especially in the daytime, it's a lot less creepy. And that normality makes the reports feel so believable to some people. After all, if hundreds of strangers are telling the same stories over and over and over again, there's got to be some sort of truth to them. Believers argue that where there's smoke, there's fire. Perhaps something did really happen there, and perhaps some tragedies leave behind more than just memories. Of course, not everybody believes the story. Skeptics point out several possible explanations. For starters, if you park a car in a dusty environment, old fingerprints that were already there can become visible again. And people may unknowingly touch the vehicle before even beginning the ritual. And those prints can become more noticeable over time due to moisture and condensation. Psychology might also play a role. When people expect something scary to happen, they often become more hyper-aware of every little noise and every little, what was that? A rustling branch becomes footsteps, a distant animal becomes a ghost, a reflection becomes an apparition. This is known as expectation bias. Essentially, our brains sometimes create patterns where none exist. I personally believe in ghosts and all of that sort of thing, so do with that what you will. Whether the story is true or not, Lemon Tree Passage demonstrates how powerful urban legends can become. A single story passed between friends has rocked an entire community. And over time, details change, new witnesses come forward, and the story grows larger and larger. Eventually, it becomes part of local culture. And that is exactly what happened here. This ghost story has become so famous that many Australians know about it without even having stepped foot in the state, let alone the area that the road is in. So what's really happening at Lemon Tree Passage? Is there truly a restless spirit on this road? Are visitors experiencing genuine paranormal activity? Or is it simply a combination between psychology, coincidence, and urban legend? The truth depends on who you ask. Believers remain convinced that something unexplained lurks in the darkness. Skeptics argue that there is no evidence of anything supernatural. And perhaps that's exactly why this story remains so powerful. Nobody can prove or disprove it. More than half a century later, after the legend first began spreading, people are still making late night trips to Lemon Tree Passage. Still parking their cars, still turning off their lights, and still waiting to see if something reaches out from the darkness. Maybe that is the true power of urban legends. Not whether they're real, but whether they're capable of making us wonder. What do you think? Would you spend the night on the road at Lemon Tree Passage? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Speaking of Lemon Tree Passage Road, I've been thinking about doing some ghost investigations or anything like that, so let me know if you think maybe I should go and investigate at Lemon Tree Passage Road, or if you have any suggestions on places that we can go without getting arrested, then that would be fantastic. Leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next mystery.